business was particularly intense. I'm sure you all recall what came out at the end of last winter when it was discovered that tens of thousands of people had been called, often by robocalls, misinforming them that their polling station had been moved, and consequently they did not get to vote. Now, the Council of Canadians isolated 7 ridings across the country in which the result was particularly close. The margin of victory was between 0.03% and 0.02%. The voter suppression was estimated to be in those ridings between 0.8% and 2.2%. So it clearly could affect the result. Individual citizens there launched cases in the court, which the Council of Canadians is supporting, to overturn those elections. In support of that, the Council of Canadians had the ECOS Research Institute do a poll in those ridings, and they discovered that indeed almost 17% of the eligible voters were contacted by these robocalls, and of those, 22% were misinformed about the polling station being moved. Overwhelmingly, these were voters who were associated with parties other than the Conservative Party. Only 10% of those that received the misinformation belonged to the Conservative Party. So the Council of Canadians is joining these people in launching this suit in federal court to overturn those elections. The ECOS Research Institute discovered that there was extensive voter suppression. It was targeted at Liberals, Greens, and NDP voters, and the extent of that suppression was clearly enough to affect the result of the vote. So that's the case which is going to court to overturn these results. The latest news on this is that the Conservatives are firing back. They have launched 2 countersuits in federal court attempting to get these suits that the Council of Canadians backs thrown out of court. They claim that the first of their motions claims that the Council of Canadian suits are frivolous and vexatious, and the other one claims that the Council of Canadian support for this is improper, as they have malice toward the Conservative Party and they have no interest in the case. Now, I would say that if the federal court goes with the Conservatives on these motions and rules out the Council of Canadian suits, then there's really no protection in Canada for this kind of corruption of the democratic process. And we're in a very bad state indeed. But the lawyers for the Council of Canadians are very hopeful that the court will not follow the Conservative lead on this, and that indeed the suits to overturn the elections will go ahead. So.